a few lessons that I can think of and I think are interesting to share. First of all, we tend to think of humanitarian or refugee crisis as something that happens or that starts happening far away. It can happen closer or in the rich world, and therefore I think it's important to appreciate that we can all be affected by this type of events. Second, Europe, or rather the European Union, did something very important. I think it was the 3rd of March, so 10 days after the Russian invasion, or even less, the European Union declared that all refugees from Ukraine would benefit from what is called, again, a technical name, temporary protection. This allows them to move freely in the Schengen space, to have access to services, to live with their relatives, to receive some benefits, and so forth. This was done very quickly, very unanimously in the European Union, and I believe that this has allowed the European Union to absorb, even if perhaps temporarily to an extent, but to absorb millions of people in very few weeks. So the lesson there is, so how come we have heard for so long that Europe was full, that nobody could be taken in anymore, that we had to build, that walls had to be built, that people had to be pushed back in the Mediterranean, when there is unity of intent, political will, a good discourse by politicians in respect of the refugees, it is possible to do it. Not simple, but possible. Which, of course, brings us to the last point. Are there different standards? And unfortunately, I think that there are different standards. I think that we all appreciate and understand why this enormous attention was given to the crisis in Ukraine, and I don't think it should be less than that. I'm just saying that people who flee the bombs in Mariupol or Severodonetsk are not different from people that flee bombings in Ethiopia or severe violations of human rights in Myanmar, or very difficult situations, security situations, and action by armed groups in Sahel, nearby here. I think the same compassion, the same attention, the same resources must be given to all.